Hey guys, MVC here for the ScanPro Gaming tab for another video review. Today we're going to be checking out this thing right here that I've been using for about 5 to 6 weeks now. It's in my opinion the best USB condenser microphone on the market for YouTube content creators, live streamers, and even just gamers that want their teammates to hear them better. It's the Rode NT-USB, and with that I've also picked up the Rode PSA1 stand. These are two products I've personally purchased myself to use as I've heard such glowing reviews from them, and boy am I not disappointed. They are amazing, and if I haven't sold you on the fact of watching this video and checking it out yourself already, just let me shut up a minute. With just PC fans in the background, not only does this thing sound fantastic when you're recording close and even pretty good from far away, this thing picks up zero noise whatsoever. You barely require to run any noise reduction pass-throughs when live or even afterwards in post. I can't praise it enough. So yeah, please stick with it. There's going to be no technical information here. We're going to look at what you get in the box, the setup you can do, how loud it is when you're typing on mechanical keyboards, a worry people often have, and I'm just going to show you why essentially you should buy it if you've got enough money to pick it up, because that's what this video is. I bought it with my own money. I want to recommend it to you guys out there that are budding content creators too. So enjoy the video, and I'll catch you at the end for basically a repeat with my final thoughts. So inside an extremely well padded box, you get the Rode NT-USB microphone with pop filter and ring mount pre-attached. You get your tripod stand, a zip carrying case, instruction manual and stickers, and also your 2-year extended warranty that you can register online. Now, the microphone itself is finished in black. It looks very nice and very well built and comes with an extremely long 6-meter USB cable. So in terms of features on the microphone itself, on the left side you have got your monitoring options. At the bottom, a headphone in port for both Windows and iPad users. You can kind of use a USB sound card, but I wouldn't recommend it all the time as there is a bit of white noise heard back, not recorded but just heard. However, it is good if you've got a closed pair of headphones and you need to hear yourself a little bit whilst you speak. Now the top dial is your balance between microphone and desktop. Again, won't change the volume of the recording, that'll have to be done in the control panel, but if you need to hear yourself a bit more you can do. And at the bottom there you've got your volume knob to change the volume of the overall output. Now underneath the microphone you can both remove the included pop filter and gain access to the thread. Now you get the thread adapter included in the box, which you're going to need to use for the included stand or PSA1 mic boom arm, and rather than connecting it to the stands, I definitely recommend you connect it to the microphone itself first and put it on that way. It's a whole lot easier than the demonstration here. Now, if you've got a gaming headset, you've probably got a boom microphone on the end. Now, typically they come in two forms, unidirectional and omni. Now, unidirectional means it picks up from one side, kind of in some ways like the NT-USB, and omnidirectional means it picks up all around it, kind of like the Blue Yeti recording option that you do get on there. Now, in terms of mechanical keyboards, they can be a huge issue with both kinds of recording patterns because they make a lot of noise. So with that said, we're going to test the Rode NT-USB and see if it's right for you guys, both on the included stand, both in front and behind a Cherry MX Red Switch keyboard, and then on top of the PSA1 stand after we've lifted it and elevated it in its current position here. And with that, we're also going to check a chiclet switch keyboard similar to that found on Apple keyboards, and also the Razer Deathstalker available to buy on scan. So you can kind of find out whether a USB condenser microphone is necessarily the right way for you guys to go. Okay, Cherry MX Red switches. We're currently talking in front of the microphone, pressing W, A, S and D, hitting space. Now this is probably the unlikely position you'll have it. You'll likely have the microphone off to the side, but just demonstrating the pickup pattern here on the NT-USB. And obviously again testing this time with the microphone behind. I'm a little bit further away naturally, and again Cherry MX Red switches with the NT-USB in the spacebar, and just having a look at the pickup pattern and how it might sound on the default stand that comes with it. And now obviously our final test is putting it into the position I'd probably be using it, hit or miss, when I am playing, and this is obviously with a mechanical keyboard. And the beautiful thing about this is obviously I can move it wherever I want, and yeah, it's no real harm done. And I've got a bit of motion. I can also adjust how I've actually connected it to prevent this swaying left and right if I wanted to. Now the other thing is some people actually opt not to use mechanical keyboards at all when using condenser mics. So I've got the Razer Deathstalker here also available on scan, and if I now do it with this, obviously even less so the noise picked up, or a different kind of noise. So that's the other option if you are going for a condenser mic. But as you can probably tell, having a stand is extremely useful. And when I'm done, out the way. And what I also want to demonstrate is using Adobe Audition. It's a piece of software I get with my Adobe Creative Cloud suite, and previously I have used it to remove background noise in real time using virtual audio cable by outputting to that with about 50 milliseconds of delay and bringing it into OBS, getting rid of the noise, making it sound great. But with something like the Rode mic and the background noise you get, which again, is pretty much nothing, what you can do is still use that either in real time or in post, changing subtly some of the tones in your voice to make it deeper, to make it higher, to make it suitable for radio, to make it more suitable for this, that, and the other. Now, I've set up a pretty bad example, but I just want to show you the kind of stuff you can do when you have a good microphone to work with. I just think it's neat, so here it is. So this is Adobe Audition we're looking at now, and I kind of want to run you through my bad example that I set up very quickly. But first, Edit, Preferences, and Audio Hardware. This is where you set it up. Your default input is your microphone, which in my case is the Rode NT-USB. Default output, which is currently my Creative ZXR sound card. The only other thing you really want to change here is the latency. It'll be default about 200. You want to reduce that as much as possible until it starts to distort. Now, particularly if you're doing it in real time and you've got a virtual audio cable and you want to output it to the stream, you'll be selecting it down here and wanting to reduce the latency as much as possible. Once you've done that, hit OK. Make sure the sample rate is the same as what you're outputting to the speakers as well. And then on the left hand side here, you can see all our different effects that I've got set up. Currently, none are enabled, as you can see here, but you can add and remove different ones and play around with all the different kinds of stuff. Adding a noise reduction filter is as simple as just doing this, a noise reduction, and just adding it. You don't need to make any changes whatsoever. You would just enable it and away you go. But you can do this both whilst live and afterwards. So we hit R up here, make sure again, microphone, speakers, and we want to just record a bit of a segment. So hi guys, MVC here, just recording a quick test with Adobe Audition, and we're going to run through all the different effects we can put on. So if we hit stop, we want to hit home to go to the beginning, press space. Hi guys, MVC here, just recording a quick test with Adobe Audition, and as you can see, hit home again to go to the beginning, and now I can add different ones. So I can add my noise reduction. Again, you probably won't notice the difference because it's so little. Hi guys, MVC here, just recording. But the audio quality doesn't change because Audition does a fantastic job. But you've got all this different kind of thing you can do. So we can do dynamic processing, multi-band compressor, parametric equalizer, and hard limiter. If we then hit home to go to the beginning, or just drag it across, hit play. Hi guys, MVC here, just recording a quick test with Adobe Audition, and we're going to run through all the different effects we can put on. And again, hi guys, MVC here, just and we go to the beginning, and we just remove them. Hi guys, MVC here, just recording a quick test. So point is, you can do a lot of cool stuff, and again, if you've got virtual audio cable, you can do all of this whilst you're live as well, or just come in here and post afterwards. It's a great piece of kit. If you can't front the cash for Adobe Audition, you can do similar things with a VST host. Go ahead and Google that, or even YouTube it for guides, but Adobe Audition is really great if you have the suit. So yeah, I guess with that said, let's jump onto my final thoughts. Okay, so on to my final thoughts for the Rode NT-USB. It's a fantastic microphone, echoing everything I said in my introduction. Now, I personally don't use the monitoring features on the site. However, if you haven't got a dedicated sound card, or if you used a closed headset and often find yourself stumbling over words, this is great because you can adjust how loud you're hearing yourself. Not the volume recording, but how loud you can hear yourself versus how loud the stereo mix volume, everything coming out of your PC is, be it TeamSpeak or Gameplay. And, you know, you've got volume as well, and it goes very loud on headsets that require 150 ohms, which is the HT700s that I've got to my side. So yeah, I can't complain in any aspect about this microphone. The only thing I guess it's lacking versus maybe let's say the Blue Yeti is that it only records from the front. There's no recording directional pattern pickup that can be changed, whereas the Blue Yeti, you can change it to record all around it, which can be good if you've got like a group conference or a group interview and you've got a desk in front of you and people grouped around it. The Blue Yeti might offer something more, but again, if you are just a home content creator, picking up this is a fantastic option. Now, you can run it with the included stand, sure. And again, I think it really depends on what keyboard you've got and how sturdy your desk is, because if you've got a loud keyboard, it's going to pick it up a lot more because it's going to be closer to it. If you haven't got a sturdy desk, it's going to pick up vibrations. In that case, you're going to look at a shock mount, which is going to add into the cost about £40 to £50. Now, If you can afford it, get a boom arm or a desk/floor stand that's going to raise it up a little bit. Obviously, if you can get it off the table, the better, particularly if it's not sturdy, to prevent those vibrations. But if you can't, or if you've got a sturdy desk like this IKEA Gallant, connecting it to the side of the table with the boom arm, putting it over here is just zero complaints. Honestly, can't recommend it enough. Rode, fantastic job. New fan here. I'm actually going to be checking out a Rode Video Mic Pro for my DSLR. Also, a clip-on microphone that can be recorded via phone. This is for my personal gain, basically. I'm a new fan of Rode. Yeah, previously used a different brand, and now I'm going to be checking out Rode stuff because it's awesome. So again, check it out on scan.co.uk, guys, if you're in the market. It's on the expensive side compared to a gaming headset. So if you are just starting out, please don't spend the money straight away. But if you're looking to step up to that next level, look no further. The Rode NT-USB and PSA1 stand. Cheers, guys. Catch you in the next one.